What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. This is a special video. We've got none other than Tech Odyssey with me, buddy of mine. I met him at CES. Look at him holding up his Microsoft Surface Duo. We both have it. We both love it. It's our favorite phone ever, best phone ever. I'm just joking. We're going to talk about things we like, things we don't like, how the future of this phone should be and could be as well. So let's jump into it. So the main question of this, which started this all, is do you think it's worth $1,400? Is it ready? What do you think about it? Just, initially.
Well, the short and sweet answer, I'll elaborate here as I talk, is no. I don't think that this phone is worth $1,400 to almost everyone. There's like a very narrow set of people that I think that really could benefit from this when it's working the way it's intended to. But as far as the consumer market and being looked at as something for people to go pick up as their primary phone, I don't think it's quite there. It's got some issues.
Yeah, it definitely has issues. It's like when you're using it, and I mentioned this. We also did a video for his channel as well, which you definitely, without a doubt, I'll put his channel down below and all his information, Twitter, Instagram, everything, YouTube. But anyways, on his, I said the same thing. Like when you use Instagram, for instance, Instagram acts funky on here. Like I literally sometimes can't close it. I have gestures turned off. You saw it close there, but like there's no button in there. Sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Some apps work fine. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I've noticed that like the app will crash or like the phone will crash back to the home screen, or it will go to the lock screen. It does some weird stuff. It needs an update. Which after you get the update, which I think will happen in a few months from now, I think you're going to be looking at a device that, sure, it has some shortcomings with, the cameras aren't that great. There's no wireless charging. There's no 5G. Consumable, is that the word? Consumable? We'll use it.
Yeah, consumable.
Consumable things that people want, but that are not in here. But I still think once you get the kinks fixed, it's going to be a really fun device to use. What do you like about using this? Like, what are your best case scenarios of using this, like, that make it fun?
I'm going to be honest. The most favorite time I have using this phone is like the last 3 hours I'm awake during the day when I'm like laying in bed. Like, I totally love holding it in bed like this, like just like a book. It's great for e-reading. It's great for watching videos. Like I made a little, clip about it, and you can prop it up on the bedside and like have it like a portable TV so you can watch your content. And then throughout the day, I do enjoy being able to use apps on both screens at the same time. Like, it's like when you have dual monitors on your computer. On one side, you have like your workspace, and then on the other side, you have like stuff that you always keep up. So it's very nice to be able to still passively and actively stay engaged with two different things at the same time.
I think you're right. I think the using it in bed is one of the best case scenarios, or like even when you're just you're at your desk and it's just propped up, or maybe you're on the train or wherever you are. Hopefully you're not driving looking at two screens. But like things like that. I mean, or even if you are driving, I mean, to be able to have Google Maps on one screen and Spotify on the other, to be able to do something like that, that's amazing. And that's functional, and that makes your life easier rather than having to switch back between two apps. That's awesome. I love that. So like there are really good use cases for the dual displays. Again, it goes back to the software. It's just a little bit wonky. And plus the price of this is extremely expensive. Yeah, you can use it like that. And yeah, that's kind of, I actually don't mind that. It's kind of cool that when you have it closed or you have it in this orientation, you have a certain app, it'll turn the back screen off and you can switch it.
I'm just kind of highlighting that it doesn't work very well.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. Well, good. I'm glad you did that. But otherwise, I think like as like a phone, usage as a regular person, not a businessman, I think it's a very interesting device, but not a device anyone should probably buy, because it doesn't have a great camera, because of the price. As a businessman or a businesswoman, let's be politically correct. Come on.
Business person.
Business person. Yeah. I guess for me, I have a hard time seeing how it would be great as that kind of device, just because I'm not a business person in that regard. All my stuff that I do as a business person to run my YouTube business, I do on a computer. I want a real keyboard. I want to use a mouse. When I video edit it, I want these huge screens, not these, 5-inch, whatever their screens. I think they're, what are they, 5.3 each or something like that?
5.8, I think.
I forget what they are.
5.6, 5.8.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like, I don't know. How do you, as a business person, I know you're a lawyer in your real life when you're not playing Superman on YouTube. How do you feel like this would work in your day-to-day life, and how would you use it? What apps would you use?
So here's the thing. It is very applicable, I think, in certain career fields. Me being an attorney, as you said, I go to court. And when I go to court, a lot of times I got to carry a backpack. I got to carry my phone. I got to carry my laptop or my Surface Pro. I don't necessarily need a Surface Pro, but I need some of that functionality that it brings to the table, like being able to log in and get access to the docket so I can pay attention to the cases as they're called out, or being able to pull up my legal server if I need to get access to a document for my client, or just so I can refresh myself while I'm sitting there. This right here is great in that regard because, one, you go to the courthouse, I got to go through all these little security, have my clothes off, carry my backpack. This right here allows me to be able to, one, have the connectivity of a phone. I could not have to carry a phone. And I also get access to some of the things that I need where I don't have to bring my Surface Pro. So this right here in situations like that would be fantastic. But as far as eliminating the need for a laptop, I don't think it quite does that.
Yeah. I think it's a hard sell for consumers. And again, to go back, I think it's a little bit of a hard sell right now for business people. I mean, I can see maybe they want it, maybe it would fit into their lives. I mean, if it does, tell us how it fits in your life into the comments down below, how it would fully replace other devices for you. How do you think that version 2 of this, or what do you think version 2 of this has to have in order for it to be something that consumers would want and not kind of be like, whoa, what is that? It's missing stuff. Like, what does it need?
Okay, so two things. One, well, not two things, more than two things, but I think that it needs to have a camera on the outside. It's great that the camera can be flipped around, so you can do it here or you do the other side and then switch the screen around. That's great. But as you start using it, you find out that it's, one, kind of buggy, and two, it just doesn't work out as well as you would like for it to. And they need to give it a better quality camera. The camera if you're going to use this as a phone, it needs to have better quality cameras. So that's one thing. Wireless charging would be nice. Being able to having facial unlock technology. This you can't unlock with your face. It's great. It has the fingerprint sensor on the side, which is accurate and works quickly, but you need that. I think that in the future, they're going to need at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, especially if you're talking about having dual apps running at the same time on 2 screens. And if you also want to use it to play like Xbox, because you can use the Xbox Game Pass or whatever and play those things. So I think it really needs 8 gigabytes of RAM. Wireless charging would be nice. There are just some things that we take for granted. And, if you're talking about $1,000, $1,400 smartphone, there's a lot that you get in there that's not in this phone. So I think it just needs a few more consumer features if they're going to keep asking that much money for it.
I think everything you said is right on the money. Add to the cameras, though, I actually think they should put 1 on the inside, 2 on the outside, and the 2 on the outside should be a main camera and a wide angle camera. On the inside, you should just get, a regular main selfie camera. I think you're probably right with the RAM, even though I feel like besides the bugginess, it actually runs pretty well.
Yeah, it runs well.
I think that most consumers probably don't think like, oh, it has a last year's processor and only 6 gigabytes of RAM. But I think for the nerds, for the people that have an influence over their friends and family, I think having it have a more updated processor and more RAM will help with that sell from their techie, friends and family that help them out with those kind of purchases. But otherwise, I think overall, I think it's an intriguing device as long as it fixes some of those things for consumers. And maybe they never want to sell it to consumers, but it's definitely intriguing. I think, what do you think? And I just want to wrap this up fairly soon, but What do you think that like if they added a physical hardware keyboard? I don't know if it would flip out or it'd be an attachment. Obviously, you could do a Bluetooth or a keyboard, but some kind of accessory that you could carry around or attach to this, and also a pen. I know they have the pen support, but what about if they had a internal push in like you can with the Note?
That would be great. I think the issue though is with how thin it is. But the fact that you can use a Surface Pen is great. If there were like some Bluetooth keyboard or that you could attach that were like about that size, it would be amazing because the typing experience, it's okay with SwiftKey and it's okay one-handed. If you want to use this legitimately as like even consider it as like a portable laptop replacement, I think some sort of Bluetooth keyboard would be great. And what I'd really like to see, and I thought about this as we were talking, you know how you got the second screen display on the Velvet?
Yeah.
It would be real nice if you just had a little speaker up here at the top and a small little screen just so you could answer phone calls and kind of see what's going on without having to fully open your phone all the time. I know it has the peak mode, but that would be great too. Yeah.
I think you kind of mentioned it too. You didn't say it, but it reminded me. Stereo speakers. It'd be a nice little, better speakers at that. I know it's not a necessity, but it's if you're using this as a consumable device to consume media, it's just so much nicer when you have loud speakers that sound great. That's one of my favorite things about the Note 20 Ultra is how good the speakers are on this.
They're good.
Phone calls, music, videos, they sound amazing and they're really loud. Anything else you want to add about the Surface Duo that you haven't said already?
No, I mean, I do really like it. Like, I like it. I just think that, it's not ready yet. It's a really expensive price tag. And one of the biggest things I'd like to see for Generation 2 is to bring the price down. Like at $999, I think it's a fantastic thing. It's just once you get to that $1,400 price point, it makes it really hard to recommend, and it makes it really hard to look at and see how it fits in, for certain types of people that would be interested in it.
I don't think they'll ever get it to 1,000 unless they really gimp it. Like maybe this will be $1,000 next year, and then
that would be okay.
And then the newer one will be 1,400 or 1,300. But I think that as long as they fix its shortcomings and fix the software so it's not wonky, and get the price right, lower. I don't think it'd be 1,000, but maybe like $1,200. That would be amazing. That would be a device I think a lot more people would take serious and want.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any ideas of how to make this better, besides putting an S Pen that physically attaches via a case or inside, or a keyboard that pops out from the case would be amazing too. I can see some ideas. Let us know. But these are our thoughts and feelings of it thus far, and we'll see you guys in the next one.